All right, let's dive into the latest buzz surrounding the Dallas Cowboys and their ongoing contract extension. Saga, we just saw the deal with Jake Ferguson get wrapped up. A 4-year agreement reportedly worth up to $52 million. Though some details are still a bit fuzzy even days after the official announcement. There's talk about $30 million in guaranteed money. But the finer points like cap impact and exact yearly averages remain under wraps, which is somewhat unusual for a deal of this magnitude. This kind of delay in transparency leaves fans and analysts alike scratching their heads, wondering what the real breakdown looks like. Still, the Cowboys made it clear they are far from finished in their mission to secure key players with new contracts, so this is just the tip of the iceberg. Looking ahead, the spotlight immediately shifts to Micah Parsons, the defensive end, who continues to dominate headlines not just for his on-field prowess, but for the looming extension that has yet to be finalized. Parsons has long been the centerpiece of contract talks, much like what we saw with CD Lamb last year, where months of speculation and anticipation stretched well into the season. Before anything concrete materialized, the narrative with Parsons feels eerily similar. Everyone knows it's a matter of when, not if. But the waiting game is wearing thin. The consensus is that this deal will shatter previous records for non-quarterbacks, beating out stars like T.J. Watt, Jamar Chase, and Myles Garrett in guaranteed money and overall contract value. The market for elite defensive players has skyrocketed, and Parsons is poised to become the highest paid at his position, a fact that's practically been etched in stone since the Cowboys drafted him. What makes this situation particularly frustrating for fans and insiders is the drawn-out nature of these negotiations. The Cowboys have a history of letting big contracts linger well past ideal timelines, dragging out deals that could have been locked in months ago. The same pattern has repeated with Ezekiel Elliott and others. So while the financial stakes with Parsons are massive, the delay is more about process and strategy than the player's demands. The organization seems reluctant to rush, preferring to dot every I and cross every T before committing, which inevitably fuels speculation and impatience. There's no question the team wants Parsons on board long-term, but the timing remains uncertain. And the question hanging over fans is whether this gets settled before the preseason curtain rises, or if it drags on even further alongside Parsons. Another player drawing attention in the extension conversation is Dundie Bland. His case is a bit more complex, and while the Cowboys are reportedly working on an extension with him, the dynamics differ considerably from Parsons' situation. Bland's role as a nickel cornerback or potentially an outside corner complicates the valuation. The nickel corner market is significantly different from that of an outside corner, often about half the price. And this hybrid role makes it tricky to pin down exactly where Bland fits in salary-wise. On top of that, with Trayvon Diggs already signed and rumors swirling about his future, the Cowboys face tough choices about how to allocate their cornerback resources and salaries. The fact that Bland's agent has expressed a clear desire to stay in Dallas is a positive sign, but the complexities of position and market value suggest this one might be a slower process. Compared to Parsons, there's also Tyler Smith, who might seem like a safer bet for an extension given his stability and core role on the team. Unlike Bland, Smith has a 5th-year option looming, which gives the Cowboys a bit more leverage and less urgency to finalize an extension immediately. Still, Smith is crucial to the offensive line, and his contract situation bears watching. His deal will likely resemble Trey Smith's recent contract, which was a 4-year, $94 million agreement averaging nearly $24 million a year, with $70 million guaranteed, while the offensive line 5th-year option rules are a bit quirky and can sometimes inflate cap hits. The smart move for Dallas would be to secure Smith sooner rather than later, both to ensure continuity on the line and to save cap space in the long run. Paying a cornerstone player early almost always benefits the team's financial planning. Then there's Brandon Aubrey, the kicker, who's a bit of a unique case. Aubrey entered the league as an undrafted free agent and has quickly proven to be a valuable asset for Dallas. Typically, teams wait until a player has been around for 3 years before negotiating a big extension. But Aubrey's undrafted status means he falls under a slightly different set of rules. He is expected to become a restricted free agent in 2026, which opens up various options for the Cowboys, including franchise tagging or tender offers that vary from first round to second round, or right of first refusal tenders. The kicker market is a curious one. The highest paid kicker currently earns around $6.4 million annually, which is less than the franchise tag cost for a kicker. a quirk that makes the negotiations a bit unusual. Dallas faces a decision on whether to lock him in as the highest-paid kicker or play it safe with a tender and negotiate later. When you look at the broader picture, the Cowboys' approach to these contracts reveals a balancing act between team control and financial flexibility. Franchise tags, while offering short-term solutions, limit a team's ability to maneuver under the salary cap. With star players like George Pickens also on the horizon for extensions, the stakes only get higher. Pickens, who has been represented by David Muljeta, is another intriguing case. Both sides seem willing to wait and see how he performs in the offense before committing to a long-term deal. Dallas wants to ensure Pickens fits well into their system, and Pickens himself is likely weighing his options, knowing that patience could lead to a more lucrative contract. Whether with Dallas or elsewhere, this cautious stance indicates that the Cowboys are playing a long game, prioritizing performance and fit over rushing into deals. It's important to contextualize these negotiations within the market for wide receivers in the NFL today. Players like Jerry Jeudy, Chris Godwin, Devonta Smith, and Courtland Sutton have all secured substantial contracts recently, with figures ranging from the mid to high 20s in millions annually. The salary cap is expected to rise next year, which means the bar for Pickens and others could be even higher. This looming increase only adds pressure to the Cowboys to make smart, timely decisions if they want to keep their core group intact without sacrificing cap space for future seasons. Another name worth mentioning in the mix is Sam Williams, a player who has shown promise but is currently navigating rehab after missing a full season. Despite his potential, the Cowboys have invested heavily at the edge position with recent second-round picks, which makes it more likely they will let Williams' contract situation play out naturally, rather than rush into an extension. This cautious approach reflects a broader trend within the team to weigh risk carefully, especially for players returning from injury. Given their roster construction and investments elsewhere, Dallas seems comfortable letting some middle-tier free agents test the market rather than locking everyone in immediately. Through all this, one thing remains clear: the Cowboys are in the middle of a high-stakes juggling act. They are trying to retain key talent, manage the salary cap, and keep the roster competitive while navigating the often frustratingly slow process of contract negotiations. Every deal that gets done or delayed sends ripples through the team's future, and fans are watching closely as these stories unfold. The uncertainty can be maddening, but it also builds anticipation for what promises to be a pivotal offseason. Whether it's Parsons breaking records, Bland finding his spot, or new stars emerging, Dallas is setting the stage for another chapter in their quest to build a championship-caliber squad. As this saga continues, the chatter around who will sign first, who will hold out, and how the team balances star power with depth is only going to intensify. The Cowboys' approach to contracts, especially with the significant financial commitments involved, reflects not just the market realities, but also their internal philosophy and long-term vision. This is about more than just dollars. It's about building a team identity, rewarding loyalty, and crafting a roster capable of competing at the highest level. The decisions made now will echo throughout the coming seasons, shaping the narrative around Dallas football for years to come. The contract extension narrative surrounding the Dallas Cowboys does not end with the marquee names like Micah Parsons or the recently signed Jake Ferguson. In fact, the saga is a complex mosaic of negotiations, strategic patience, and an overarching vision that the Cowboys front office has been meticulously shaping. Each player under consideration carries their own unique story, market context, and positional value that impacts how Dallas approaches their contracts. This second phase of the saga peels back the layers on how the organization balances short-term needs with long-term cap management and the delicate art of roster construction in the modern NFL. But before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Dallas Cowboys. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments as well. The rumor mill is buzzing loudly around the Dallas Cowboys headquarters, where sources suggest a major signing could be imminent. Amari Cooper, the star wide receiver known for his explosive plays and consistent production, has reportedly arrived at the Cowboys facility, fueling speculation that a significant deal may be on the horizon. According to insiders, Cooper is set to ink a contract that could bind him to the Cowboys for the next 4 years, a move that would undoubtedly shake up the NFL landscape. Cooper's potential signing has become the talk of the town, igniting excitement among Cowboys fans who have long coveted his talent. Known for his sharp route running and ability to make clutch catches, Cooper would bring an immediate boost to Dallas's already potent offense. While the details remain tightly under wraps, the mere presence of Cooper at the team's headquarters has ignited widespread conjecture. Is this the dawn of a new era for the Cowboys' receiving corps? Could this 4-year deal finally give the franchise the weapon it needs to push deeper into the playoffs and chase that elusive Super Bowl title? Amari Cooper's career has been marked by flashes of brilliance, and his arrival in Dallas could be the perfect fit. Over the years, he has demonstrated the ability to consistently put up impressive numbers, drawing defense's attention and opening up opportunities for teammates. The Cowboys, known for their storied legacy and high expectations, could certainly benefit from a player of Cooper's caliber. Rumors suggest that the contract being discussed would secure Cooper's presence as a cornerstone of the team's offense, possibly providing much-needed stability at the wide receiver position. Speculation is also rife about what this means for the Cowboys' current roster and salary cap situation. If the deal indeed spans for years, the front office must be planning carefully to integrate Cooper's contract without hampering other key moves. Fans and analysts alike are dissecting how this rumored signing might alter Dallas's strategy in upcoming drafts and free agency periods. Will Cooper's presence attract other top-tier talents eager to join a championship-contending squad? Or could it signal a shift in the team's offensive philosophy, emphasizing a more dynamic passing attack? The timing of this potential agreement also raises questions. Arriving at the Cowboys' headquarters suggests the talks have reached a critical phase, possibly even the final stretch before the ink dries on a contract. For a franchise that has had its share of ups and downs in recent seasons, securing a proven wide receiver like Cooper could be a decisive step forward. The buzz surrounding this event has already stirred debates among experts, with many weighing in on how Cooper's skills mesh with quarterback Dak Prescott's style of play. The consensus seems to be that Cooper's route running precision and ability to gain yards after the catch would complement Prescott's strengths, potentially elevating Dallas's offensive threat to new heights. Yet, amid the excitement, there remains a degree of caution until an official announcement confirms the deal. All talk remains speculative, a tantalizing glimpse into what might be. The NFL is notorious for last-minute twists and turns, and deals of this magnitude can sometimes fall through or undergo significant changes before finalization. Still, the buzz is hard to ignore. And for Cowboys fans, the hope of locking down a weapon like Amari Cooper is enough to stir anticipation and optimism for the upcoming seasons. This potential signing also invites comparisons to other big wide receiver moves in recent NFL history, reminding fans of how transformative a single acquisition can be. If Cooper indeed joins Dallas on a 4-year contract, he would not only add firepower, but also send a message about the franchise's ambitions. It would signal that the Cowboys are serious about building a team capable of contending year after year, willing to invest in top talent to reach the pinnacle of the sport. As the sports world watches closely, one thing is clear: the Dallas Cowboys headquarters has become the epicenter of what could be one of the most talked about signings this offseason, whether the deal comes to fruition or not. Amari Cooper's reported arrival has already set tongues wagging and sparked imaginations. Fans, analysts, and players alike will be waiting eagerly for official confirmation, but for now, the possibility of Cooper donning the iconic Cowboys uniform remains one of the most electrifying stories in the NFL rumor mill. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Dallas Cowboys, please subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. We always look forward to your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.